dance, make it bang, yeah.
Midnight in Miami. Good vibes, open views. And you could get the latest news. It's all on YouTube at midnight in Miami.
Ladies and gentlemen, how are you doing? How is everything? How you holding up? I am here. I'm your boy, Gamero, the Pharaoh, the poor man's Robert De Niro, joined by my main man, ill-logicz.
What it is?
Ellie, the alien.
What's up, dude?
And we got Mr. Benson in the motherfucking house. How you doing, man?
We over here skeezing and sleazing.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Come on. All spark, no flame, baby. You know what I'm saying? All spark, no flame. And that's the
title today.
That's the title today. All spark, no flame. You see it on the thumbnail. Honestly, that saved me like 3 hours worth of work right there. Because I'm like, no, it's not a good title. It's not a good title. I'll be going through it. Ill, how's your week, brother? Give me a little bit of an update.
It's been good, man. No complaints. You know, steady moving. Everything's pushing through. The country's finally opening up, so that's interesting. I dined in for the first time in I don't know how many months.
Dude, I was gonna ask you, was that a fucking like surreal experience?
It was so surreal. Just walking in there.
Give me everything.
Well, Texas de Brazil, my favorite like restaurant.
Sin por favor.
Texas
That's
de Brazil.
the green. That's the green thing that you put on the table, so they give you
know.
meat. That's unlimited meat for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what she said.
That's
you know
exactly what she said. And for those who don't know, Texas Brazil is an amazing steakhouse. And yeah, I went there, I dined in, I sat in. They have you wear the mask until you sit on the table. Once you sit on the table, that's where it's like, okay, you can take your mask off, that way you can eat.
Dang.
And it was awesome. You know, I thought they were running it perfectly. The tables were separated like enough to where you had a good amount of distance in between everybody.
Was it running at 50% capacity?
I guess I don't know what them at full capacity looks like. So
but it wasn't packed.
No, it wasn't packed. And I didn't even have to wait when I walked in there. I guess that many people are just still scared to go out. So when I got there, they're like, "All right, yeah, table's ready." I was like, "Okay,
Wow,
sure."
Were the servers wearing masks?
Yeah, everybody, all the workers were wearing masks
And gloves as well.
And gloves. And once the tables were done, they would come down and disinfect it. Then the mall was open too, so I walked around the mall.
The mall,
that was
Holy
interesting.
Shit,
the mall's open.
It's been a while.
Was that like
the mall was empty as fuck.
Have you seen Paul Blart, Mall Cop?
Yeah.
Was it very much like the scene where nobody's there and it's only like 7 people running around on bicycles?
No. There was still a good amount of people there.
Okay.
But it was like compared to how Dolphin Mall usually looks, it was a little empty. But yeah, so I mean it wasn't like dead. You know, there was still people there, but you could definitely tell that, you know, it's a difference because there's still people that are scared to go out and they don't want to, you know, risk it, I guess, too much. But even in the mall, they have one-way directions and you have to wear your mask and all that. So it was interesting. It was really interesting, but it was a good experience to finally be out and see people and it, you know, it definitely was a beautiful scene.
Did it give you a sense of like you know, normalcy coming back?
A little bit, yeah, man. Because, you know, being cooped up and not being able to even just eat in a restaurant was so different for me. So now it's like being able to do that. It was like kind of like, it was so surreal. It was like, yo, this is dope. We're actually getting back to it. And that was great. That was a great experience for me. And just excited to go back to a gun range now, you know.
Priorities, you know what I'm saying?
Priorities, getting them straight.
Ali, talk to me about your week.
It was good. I worked, did a lot of art.
How's that?
And I am not going to no restaurants.
Oh.
I cannot, not yet.
Not yet?
You know what I did see though? I think somebody invented a mask to eat with.
I was literally about to say that.
They had
like
a
a
fucking
zipper?
remote on the side and that shit opens like Pac-Man and then closes. It's so weird.
It makes me
crazy.
a little uncomfortable, I'm not gonna lie.
That's kind of
It
crazy.
looks very weird.
It
looks
does.
very weird. It's a legit mask, and then you just hit this like lever, and it like opens, and like you put the fork in your mouth, and like half of the food is stuck on the fucking opening of the thing, and then you take it. It's just not.
Nah.
It's not sanitary.
Why not just take it off? Why would...
I really don't get.
That's not
what you're.
smart.
Yeah.
Why don't you take Iron Man to dinner? You know what I mean?
What's up? Oh,
You take Iron Man to dinner.
for real. How's the new whip treating you?
Oh, it's nice. It's smooth. I love it.
Smooth. And you can tell that difference when you're riding on the highway, and you know, sometimes you're coming from a previous vehicle. Maybe that everybody had that. Everybody remembers their starter vehicle.
Yeah.
Your first vehicle. You can't have a good first vehicle. Like, nobody should have a good
My first vehicle, the transmission gave out within like the first year. I had to do so many things to that car. It was bad.
I had a 2003 Volkswagen Jetta.
Okay.
Probably like a stack, you know, like,
Yeah.
you know, like,
Yeah.
they're like, you know, if it drives off the lot, you're good. You know?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly,
you're lucky,
exactly.
you know?
Because when you're young, you know, it's gonna get destroyed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? Like, I don't think you have this like connection to that first vehicle, because regardless of how much of a, you know, shitty car it is, you have freedom finally, you know, and that's so,
I'm leaving.
you know, like,
Where's my keys?
yeah, where's my chauffeur to
what I'm
my
saying?
Jetta?
Yeah.
You know, like,
One
that's-
thing I noticed for sure, the air conditioning, I cannot keep that shit on. That is the most.
Yeah.
what, it's too cold?
Yeah.
What?
Or
I
love
maybe
it.
my
Did your
old
other did your other car not have AC?
It did, but it wasn't like that.
Not that
like,
cold?
Fuck. No.
Adjust the temperature, because I be doing it too. I be getting cold, so I just adjust.
That's that brand new can of Freon, right?
Yeah,
That's what
yeah,
that is, you know.
So I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Because I stepped out yesterday and I saw some fruits on the floor.
oh my god, she was literally just talking about
And
this.
I wanted to
Was this
get some
was this
clarity.
an act of vandalism?
Yeah, I
Is
wanted
there
to get
something we need to talk
because
about.
I'm worried. I feel like there's some kids around the
Yeah, I was-
neighborhood vandalizing us with fruits.
Are they gonna
So-
egg the studio?
Yeah, so unless you could put that story to rest,
It
I'm
was so
tryna-
fresh. It was so
Yeah,
fresh.
yeah, right.
I had a bunch of Jello shots.
Okay, nice, classy.
That's classy.
classy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
You
classy.
know, and then I walked out this morning and I'm like, what the fuck happened to all these fruits? And I think I came in saying that I dropped all the fruits on the floor.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
half the thing.
But there was still fruits left, so you guys ate, right?
Yeah, I got fruit. We have fruit.
Okay, good. So it's all right.
Okay, so we weren't vandalized. All right, was it okay?
That's a sidewalk fruit salad, right?
The
Yeah.
bad kids on the block. The bad kids just walking around.
Fucking fruit boys.
Yeah. The fruit boys.
The fruit boys.
You about to get a damn kiwi in your face.
Oh shit. Beware.
Funny as hell.
Beware.
Fruit bowl boys.
Fruit bowl boys.
Craig, talk to me about your week. What's new with you, man?
Grinding.
Grinding.
Nothing new, just still grinding.
That's it.
Grinding. Still
Grind to the top.
grinding to the top, and I like that. I like that very much. El, how do you foresee, actually, before I jump on that, how long do you think that you'll go before, you know, you feel comfortable sitting in a public place, a restaurant, something like that? You were talking about, you know, you're not going anytime soon. How long do you give it?
I have no idea. Unless I feel more comfortable like outside. I guess if there's outside seating, I'm straight. I don't know yet. I don't go out to restaurants like that either. Just for the, I don't know. I like making my food.
Hell yeah.
I
But
feel that.
yeah, it will take at least probably 2-3 months, and let me see how everybody's dealing with it first, and then I'll step outside.
Because it might be a new wave right now. Now that everybody's outside, it might be another wave where.
Well, I definitely think there's gonna be a second wave that's gonna hit a little bit harder. And there's talks about in Wuhan that it had the virus itself had morphed, and now it's more difficult to detect when someone has been infected and not,
That's
because the
crazy.
period of 2 weeks, is far longer because of this morphed case of corona. So now the period is like a month, 6 weeks, or whatever the case. So it's like, damn, like how it's gonna be so hard to fucking keep track. I also do think that it's gonna be something that is gonna last a little bit longer than we first saw. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but when I had first heard about it, I thought it was gonna be something where, all right, like we get a week-long vacation, we call it a day, and then we get back to the grind.
Yeah.
But that's not what it's been. And from what I've read, scientists, it doesn't seem like they're thinking it's gonna be a quick quick thing either.
It does go hand in hand with just our way of being, especially in America. Probably the fact that we need to open it back up again, and not really. I guess I don't also think that they took the greatest precaution with sanitizing? Like, did they? Is it a good thing to have those spray cans and everybody spray like they did in China? Or
those huge,
yeah.
I get what you mean.
I don't know if that would. I don't know, but I just feel like definitely keeping us continuously.
They have services that do it. I've seen on Instagram where
I've
you
seen.
can hire these people to come to your business and spray the whole place down.
Yeah, they did that at my dentist's office. I saw they had a sign saying that they sanitize.
That's awesome, but I think that okay, you sanitize an entire building, dope, but that place is sanitized up until the moment that
People
one
come.
person walks in.
True.
The moment that one person walks in,
True.
you know what I'm saying? That's that force field or whatever is kind of like gone to shit. And unless you're sanitizing kind of how Ill said that they were doing at Texas to Brazil after each person, each table,
That's true.
you're not going to do anything. And it goes back to, I don't know if you've seen, there's pictures of with the treadmills in the gyms, they put like clear plexiglass between each one. So
Yeah,
it's
I've
like
seen
in
that.
the treadmill, it's this whole thing of plastic. Or
Yeah, I'm
whatever.
not going to the fucking.
It's a
gym.
greenhouse.
And it's like like that's a dish for bacteria. You know what I'm saying? Like because unless the people that are working there are gonna go and sanitize every single one
Yeah.
after each person runs, all you're doing is putting sweat on top of sweat on top of sweat on top of sweat.
People got to go outside. We got to have
Just more outstretched.
meetings in parks and shit. Like it got to be, I don't know. The indoorness is gonna keep everyone sick and everyone naive. Everyone just has to get outside to, and I don't mean outside as in go to the mall or outside as in go to the movies. Literally outside in a park, walking around the neighborhood, things like that.
I think we have to accept that this is part of our lives now. Like for the rest
Yes.
of, I don't think coronavirus
It's
is ever
meshed.
going away.
It's
like
meshed into life now.
Yeah, it's never gonna go away. Just like the flu never went away.
Yes.
Just like the common cold never went away. It's just something that we're gonna have to, live with. And until we have the vaccine that's proven to work and keep us, we're just gonna have to, like I said, bro, this ain't going nowhere.
You think
So-
masks are here to stay?
Mask, not forever. No. Well, the mask, it's only gonna be until you feel me. Either this thing dies down a little bit, or we get the vaccine. But again, that's not gonna be for at least another year. So
Yeah.
I don't see us not wearing masks for the rest of this year. I think for the rest of this year, for sure, we're gonna be wearing masks. But I mean, like I said, bro, this isn't going anywhere. So it's just about just keep taking the right measures.
The mask has been
protect yourself.
adopted into a fashion now.
Yeah,
bro.
it
You
is.
know what I mean? They okay with it. You know what I mean? Everyone's like, yeah, mask. Now I'm gonna need a cool mask and cool gloves.
Do you guys feel any sort of not anxiety, but do you feel any sort of way when maybe you have like a big session or maybe like a lot of people come into the shop? Like, do you feel like a little,
Yeah, they pull up with 20 people.
My palms are sweating right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arms
I don't
weak,
know how to get out of that.
or is the knees weak?
What's
That's
up?
probably why I don't want to go to restaurants, because of that whole knowing you're gonna go to a place with a lot of people. I don't know how to not take that out of my head, and I think that's also just been from all of the news that we've been getting. I don't know
Yeah.
what to do with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Craig,
for
do you feel any sort of way when you have a big session, or you have a session that comes in with multiple people, or maybe you have a lot of people in the shop,
Yeah. Well, we make sure we tell people like, yo, like, try to, come out the room, or, just stay apart, or don't try to do too much. Like don't be cautious, somewhat cautious.
Yeah.
Everybody, wash your hands as much as possible, all that kind of stuff. Spray Lysol, and when people are in the back and they're there, usually they don't come with too much people, 3 to 5 people, and then if it gets to 6 or 7, I'm feeling weird a little bit. Normally,
Do artists that come to the studio, are they coming with masks or with gloves or not?
some
Yeah.
are, some are not, some are though. A lot of them are.
Okay. What would you say the percentage of them is to not?
I'll say 70% of people coming in with masks on. For my sessions, a lot of people are coming with masks.
Or
They come by themselves, they're not coming with their normal entourage, not coming with the normal entourage. They know,
Yeah.
they come with 2 people at the most, like, that's what I've been noticing.
Gang. Actually, speaking about people in the stew, our listeners have only heard a couple times that we actually have a new extension of Asylum.
Yeah.
Why don't you give them a little bit of a rundown there? And I know that there's a video that happened in the...
Yeah, so again, we added a barbershop here.
Gang.
It's been going great. People need haircuts.
How's the barbershop life been treating you?
It's extremely crowded sometimes.
It's what?
different. It's extremely crowded sometimes.
It's crowded?
No, it's sometimes. It's not really like every day, but no, it's good, man. It's good. Like you see a different what do you call it?
Clientele?
Yeah, definitely a different group of clientele. But no complaints. I mean, sometimes they get loud, and I gotta walk in there and tell them something. But aside from that, good people. Jeff's good people, great people. His homies, his cousin, they all show love. They hear, you feel me, and they're good vibes. So that's really important to me. You feel me? Because it's also about like my thing here is I'm big on family, and it's about growing the family and making sure you add the right people to it.
Hell yeah.
So they're great vibes, man. I have no complaints. They've been extremely helpful, and they help around. We have barbecues, and it's a vibe, bro. It's dope. It's dope. Yeah. So so anyway, we have the barber sign on the hallway, and
can you pull up the video?
Yeah.
I think it's amazing.
I think it's amazing too.
I told him not to take it down because I think this is gonna give us.
You can put it on the.
Oh, I thought it was recorded.
Yo, that thing's hilarious.
Let me see.
So yeah, somebody bumped into it, and I caught it on video because we have the cameras.
Of course, you got to.
And I was, me and Josiah were sitting in the office, and Josiah's like, "Yo, you should edit a video for it." And I'm like, "Okay." So he was throwing some ideas, and we were in there editing, and I was editing it, and this is the final product we came up with. Very TikTok worthy.
Very TikTok worthy, actually.
Click the TV, see if it's not already connected. It ain't.
Is that here?
No, that's next door. I mean, ISO.
Shout out Gassy Gas.
What is
Shout out Gassy Gas.
What I was gonna say was, I was watching this anime called Parasite, and it made me think somewhat of the Corona. I don't know why.
Does it have anything to do with the movie?
What movie?
Parasite, the one.
Oh no. It's actual alien parasites that nobody knows if you have it, right? So the only information or the only speech that they have in their head is to take hold of the brain and annihilate this human species. So if it doesn't take hold of the brain, it takes hold of like the mouth, the ear, wherever it can, and actually develops. It's a sentient being. So the only way for you to know if you have it is by poking a hair out of whatever body, and that's how they say hi to each other, because nobody knows that you have it.
What the hell?
What? And it's a cartoon?
It's an anime.
You know how animes get, boy.
Yeah, animes get wild.
Yo,
Just get wild.
For real.
He's there talking to his hand like,
Are you guys big into animes?
Yeah.
So,
Anime.
they kind of annoy me. I like them, but they annoy me.
is there a trailer?
Yeah.
I can put the trailer.
Oh yeah.
What's it called? Oh, Parasite, right?
Yeah.
That's
I like
dope.
it, but it annoys me,
It annoys you? Yeah. Craig was like, this shit is so slow. And I'm like, nigga, the fucking 3 people just fucking died in the first 5 minutes.
They died,
enough.
but it was no
Not enough.
explosion. I didn't see an explosion
Where are
with
the
it.
fireworks?
Not this one, right?
And they died too quick. It was like
Yeah.
dead. I was like, okay.
All right.
I got it. Oh, all right.
I need to see the full action.
Yeah,
scene
I want to
there.
see. Build the story behind the character. I want to feel for them,
yes,
Yeah.
All right. So, well, here's the video from Logic.
Bruh.
Oh god.
No
What the
sound.
hell?
Oh, there is sound. Okay.
Bro,
Let's try it again.
when I tell you I heard the thump from the other side of the studio. Bro.
Oh my god.
Poor guy.
That's beautiful.
That girl was excited, huh?
Yeah, she was
Yeah.
excited to see that.
Yeah.
For sure.
That was a highlight for sure.
She's like, oh my god, mijo.
And then
Oh mijo.
You gonna plug up? Or you want me to pull it up?
Yo, they arrested that guy.
Put the
What guy?
The guy who was filming Aubrey, who was filming the guy
we'll
get
talk about
shot.
that right now. But let me pull up an
No
article.
way.
Yeah, the guy got arrested.
Holy shit. For what?
They realized that this guy was actually involved with them because he was following them with the camera looking for the guy. Like,
It was a little weird, huh?
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Especially they didn't show the beginning of it. So it's like, when did you start filming?
Yeah, when did you start filming? How long were you filming for? Like, you know, you riding down the street just filming. Look at this Parasite.
Is, the Parasite anime trailer.
That's the little worm.
That's that damn Corona.
Oh, chica.
That boy took a stamp.
For real. So they're trying to kill all the humans?
Yeah.
So how did they do it? How do they kill them?
By eating them.
So that
When they pull their whole like that morph, that's their natural form, and they like cut them up.
They like chop their head off and replace their head, things like that.
生の確率10月より日本テレビ他にて放送開始
what?
You know, and they be saying all of that, and they're just saying like, "Yo," you know.
Yeah.
That's how it
Yo.
be. That's dope. I'm definitely gonna check that out. If
It's
you
really good.
could, and you know, your list don't have to match, but if you could give me a top 3 of your, you know, best anime of all time, what would they be?
Soul Eater is number 1.
Soul Eater.
Soul Eater.
It's so good. What's the other one? Fuck.
Death Note.
Death Note.
I'm
yes.
just kidding. I'm just
That
kidding.
was intense.
I
Shit
just heard
is
about
fire.
it.
That
I don't
shit's
watch
intense.
I heard Afro Samurai is fire.
Yeah, that's pretty cool too.
I don't watch
Yeah.
anime.
On the
so I
hip hop
can't
vibe.
really-
That's the
Yeah.
first thing that came
I
up.
just Death Note. I remember saying that.
Yeah.
Death Note
I
was
saw the name.
intense, right?
Damn. What?
I've never seen it. I don't
Yo,
know. I've never
oh my
seen
Is
God, you gotta see
Is
it.
Naruto legit or not?
I heard it's legit.
It's good.
I
I
didn't watch
just
it, though.
need to get it. I know I'm in for a mission when I'm watching it
'Cause
because
it's
it's
long,
fucking
right?
long as
Yeah.
fuck. So that's probably why it's just been taking me a while. I more watch short animes.
Gotcha. I did do back in the day Dragon Ball Z, boy.
Oh
I'll
yeah,
tell you,
yeah.
I-
Yeah, for sure.
That's that shit, boy. Majin Vegeta, what's up?
Dragon Ball Z and Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh, what? It's a duel.
The Yu-Gi-Oh joint.
That
What
Yu-Gi-Oh
was
was
that
about.
anime where they got in? They put the helmet on and they were in the game.
Oh,
and
Sword
Is that
Art
Tron?
Sword Art.
Online.
Sword Art?
Yeah, Sword Art Online. That was great.
Say it again.
Sword Art Online.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like the art of sword?
Yes.
Okay.
That's the game. So it's a beta. It was sent out to say that this is a beta version for you guys to all to test. And as soon as you're in, is your whole conscious is in. So if you die in the game, you die in real life.
They-
Kind of like Matrix.
The guy who made the game tricked everyone.
Yeah.
And said, haha, now you're locked in here. If you take off your helmet, you're going to die in the real world. So now you have to beat this game for real. Why did I do it? I just wanted to make a world that I can control.
Damn.
Now let's run it.
Yo.
Let's run it.
Very Spy Kids 3D, you know?
Yeah.
Which is
Classic.
a banger. Yeah, let's be honest. Junie ran so Iron Man could fly. You know, like let's be honest. Bro,
Yo!
when you saw that 99, the silver boy with the 99 on his chest,
Yeah.
boy, he was OP. You can't be fucking around with him.
Yeah.
Cannot be fucking around with him. But you never gave me your third, I believe, and I still need your top 3.
That's my third. Sword Art.
Oh, okay, word.
Damn,
and then your top 3?
Top three. Sword Art was in there, but definitely Bleach is a good one. It's long as fuck,
I heard
but
about that.
the concept is great.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, Bleach is great.
There was one about giants I heard that was really good.
Attack on Titans.
That one.
I didn't watch it, but
Gantz. Oh, sorry to interrupt.
Yes, that's
you.
a good one,
That's
too.
one on Netflix. It's so good. It's realistic as fuck.
Say it again.
Gant. I think it's ZO.
I think so.
Yeah.
Gantz.
Okay.
But when you see the animation, it's so realistic. You're like,
Yeah.
am I watching people or fucking?
That's wild.
Yeah.
Were you guys as and I know Disney's Satan, if you, but I remember that you told us that Disney
Yeah,
is Satan.
Oh yeah.
But
Satan.
but as kids, were you guys Cartoon Network, Disney, Nickelodeon? What gang do you rep?
All of the above. I liked all of it.
Yeah, it was a mixture.
It was a mixture, man.
Yeah, I
Heavy
think Cartoon
mixture.
Network was the first for me, and then
think
it was
so?
Nickelodeon.
Because Cartoon Network had like Ed, Ed and Eddie. And
Yeah.
I think Spy Kids.
Nickelodeon's
Spy
kind of
Kids.
babyish.
Kids Next Door.
High key,
yes.
high
Next
key.
Door.
Which one?
Nickelodeon had Rugrats.
He had
It
Arnold.
had, hello,
Yeah, I know.
SpongeBob.
Yo,
SpongeBob.
his
That's all
room
you
was
need.
Amazing, yo.
Nick, all they need is SpongeBob. Like that was their.
SpongeBob,
That's the OG.
They took it with SpongeBob.
Yeah, they were kind of babyish.
SpongeBob.
Nah, the whole
The whole-
Nickelodeon.
I
They
guess.
all that was good.
Oh, that was funny.
The Amanda show.
But you're saying
Amanda,
the whole
please.
concept is just
Yeah.
like dumbed down.
Yeah,
Oh.
Cartoon Network was more for adults.
Well,
Let's be real.
Adult Swim. was
Adult
for
Swim
adults.
was on that same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they had Cow and Chicken on regular, and I mean Ed, Ed and Eddie slipped in some good ones in there too.
Yo,
so
and also Courage the Cowardly Dog. That was dark.
no,
Yeah,
yeah,
well,
I
that was
couldn't
dark.
watch it until I was in my teens. I was scared as
That
fuck.
shit was dark.
You know what I
dog.
analyzed about that? The
Courage?
sounds, Courage the Cowardly Dog, the sounds in the cartoon.
Oh,
Because I
yeah.
recently watched like some. It was like, yo, these are the most eeriest sounds I can imagine somebody being in a studio making this shit.
Yeah, for especially for cartoon.
For cartoon, it was so eerie. Like,
Samurai Jack.
Oh,
yeah.
Boy,
That
that
was a vibe.
shit was fire.
which is Powerpuff Girls. Whatchamacallit, wasn't that a connection there somehow?
Samurai Jack.
I don't know. I didn't know that.
There was a
The
lot
Doctor.
of things that they threw in there that
Oh, they
like,
look square as fuck. That's the only thing I can.
There were some things that like don't really make sense when you kind of look back at it as an adult. Like for example, the villain in Powerpuff Girls, the drag queen. I'm like what? The
Yeah,
fuck
yeah,
was that?
yeah.
Him, and
Him.
it.
Yeah, that was a
That was a
shame.
little weird.
You
The
never really
doctor
think about
made
it when
three
you're watching
girls. The doctor made 3 girls in his lab.
Yeah.
3 little girls in his
He was like
lab.
mixing up. He was like baking powder,
Right,
and shit, like,
sugar, spice, and everything nice.
Oh my gosh, a dark story that they said because he was doing that is to make up from losing his real life girls. So that's
my
why he was
God.
cooking them up.
Oh
in there
man,
to
so he
make-
made some new clones.
yeah.
Cooking up in the kitchen.
Well, I heard Dumbo represents slavery, so
I can see that. I can see that.
Dumbo.
I could
the elephant?
totally see that.
Oh yeah, I can see
because
that.
it was all the elephants
I
chained
never
up.
saw Dumbo.
Yeah, all
Nah.
the animals
It was pretty good.
locked up.
It was good.
I never saw Dumbo and Bambi. Those are the 2 Disneys I didn't see.
Hunchback was also dark, yo.
Oh,
Hunchback of Notre Dame. That was Disney.
that was dark, bro. And the villain there was a fucking villain for
I
real.
think all these Disney shits is halfway dark as shit.
I mean, Pocahontas. Come on.
Pocahontas was dark as fuck.
Look how they made that
Yeah.
shit.
Pocahontas.
Fucking
John
made
Smith was poking at Harness.
That's a bar, yo.
John
bar.
Smith
Oh
was
my
poking. He
God.
put his
Couple bars
Johnson in
today.
there.
All spark, no flame. bro.
Yeah.
Oh, smart.
was
No
crazy.
flame.
Yeah.
All
On
spark,
fire.
no flame.
Yes, that's
For
crazy.
real. God damn. Speaking of animes and all this good stuff, there was a film that we were speaking beforehand before we went on air. And why don't you give us a bit of an enlightenment, excuse me, on what the Craig movie review of the week is?
Crazy concept. Invention of line.
Mm-hmm.
The invention of line. It was great. It was great. Why was it great? I'll tell you why it's great.
All right, Kevin Hart. I'm gonna tell you right now. You just wait right there.
Based on a world where no one lies. No one lies, right? So this one guy muscles up this in a dire need.
Yeah.
He needs his rent money or something like that. In a dire need, he muscles up this one untruthfulness and got away with it. Why? Because the entire world doesn't lie. So they had to say, hey, you must be telling the truth. So as he says this lie, go home, and he's freaking out like, oh my God, what the fuck just happened? What just happened? I just created a power that nobody in the world has. That's how I'm just...
Yeah.
Let's
You
play
know, let's
the
watch the
trailer
trailer.
for the people.
Yeah. It's a comedy?
Yeah.
Directed by Ricky Gervais.
Morning, Shelley.
Hi, Mark. I realize more and more every day how overqualified I am for this position and how incompetent you are at yours.
Any messages?
Anthony is coming up within the hour to see if he can get up the courage to fire you. If he can't, he said that he'll definitely do it tomorrow.
Anything else? Any messages not to do with being fired?
Well, I told everyone you're getting fired this week and they shouldn't expect their calls returned, so no one left any messages.
Okay. Next time?
I don't think there'll be a next time.
take the message, just in case I don't get fired.
You're almost definitely getting fired.
Yeah, I'm still here now, so...
Seems like a waste of time.
No, it's not. Well, you're getting paid for it, so let's take the message, in case I don't get...
But everyone knows that you are.
Hasn't happened yet.
Okay. But everyone knows you are.
I'll be in the office, don't...
I'll be searching for new jobs on Craigslist.
You should probably just get on with your work.
No, thank you.
No one lies.
Oh my god.
No one lies.
Yeah, I'm gonna check that out. It's on Netflix?
Imagine walking through life and no one lies.
That
With the savings rates offered at some...
Crazy.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. The invention of lying. That was more like a scene than it was a trailer. Let me see if we can get a little bit more love of the invention of lying right now.
So imagine a world where no one lies and you are the only one who knows how to lie. What power is that? Where you could tell anybody anything and they say, yes, that's true. I could change my name right now. My name is Tom MJ Moore. And you'll just...
Shout out to Tom MJ Moore, baby.
Yeah.
Motherfucking man.
I'm like, hey,
Tom.
Hey, that's my name. And everybody believes me.
Tom.
And they're like, oh, guys, that's your name now.
Yeah.
Boy, hey, that Canadian niceness gonna go
I'm
out
trying
the
to
window.
tell you.
There's no
Put the
volume.
volume.
Tell the truth.
I had a little sip of this from right there.
Oh,
Yeah, let me start it over.
Seems nice. A bit fat.
It's a bit fat.
Oh my god. And
Talk
she's just
about the
talking.
most harshest truthfulness you ever heard.
There we go.
Harsh, you know what I mean?
PG-13, Ricky Gervais, Jennifer Gardner.
I'm Mark. How are you?
A little frustrated at the moment. Also equally depressed and pessimistic about our date tonight.
Sure. Imagine a world where everyone can only tell the truth.
I had a little sip of this from right there.
I'm with him right now. Seems nice. A bit fat.
She's way out of your league.
No, I won't be sleeping with him tonight.
About everything,
I loathed almost every minute that I worked for you.
all the time.
I've always hated you. You've always hated you. I didn't know that. Yeah, a lot of people know it. I wish you could change things.
How much are you going to be withdrawing today, sir?
$800.
It says here that you only have $300. It seems our system has made a mistake. Here you go.
Today, I stumbled upon something that no man has ever stumbled on before. The world's first lie.
This fall,
I said something that wasn't.
Oh shit.
I'm black.
Louis C.K.
I'm an Eskimo.
Fantastic.
I'm a one-armed German space explorer.
When's your launch date?
Mark Bellison will discover
I can live my life the way I want it. Everybody deserves to live like hell. Good.
Everybody
settled down.
the truth
I'm different now.
Are you better looking?
No.
Did you buy new clothes?
No.
Have you been to the gym?
No.
about lying.
Why do you hate Mark so much?
Because he's a loser. You want to marry a strong genetic match and maybe one day have children that aren't.
Little fat kids with snub noses.
Exactly.
If you could make the world the way you want it to be, if you could do anything, what would you do? The world's gonna end unless we have sex right now.
Do we have time to get to a motel, or do we need to do it right here?
Ricky Gervais, Jennifer Garner, Jonah Hill,
That's
Louis
crazy.
C.K. with Rob Lowe and Tina
Yo,
Fey.
everybody.
Do not have sex with anyone unless you are married to them, is the rule. What's this?
Birthday coupon for sex. What am I gonna get you now?
But hold on though.
The invention of lying.
This is the greatest movie ever made.
How old is this movie?
2009.
Wow.
So he writes scripts and he's like he just pulls some shit out of his ass. He's like, yeah, I woke up under a tree and I saw a shiny piece of metal in the desert and I pulled it out and it was this book. It was this scroll inside of it and it told me this. And it was this whole elaborate crazy ass story. And he's like, yes, this is the truth. And this
Oh
is
my
the greatest
God.
book ever written. And the world and the world congregates outside of his house.
Yo, I can't believe I've never heard about this movie.
Right?
By the way, what is the official rating?
2 thumbs up.
2
High thumbs.
thumbs up. 5 thumbs up for the invention. Was it the invention of lying?
The invention of lying.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Let me check it out.
Directed by Ricky Gervais. I don't think I've seen something directed by Ricky Gervais. I've only seen him in The Office, I think. And even then it was
Ricky Gervais is which one from The Office?
The one from the original version.
Oh, from the original. Okay, I thought
he does a cameo for one episode.
Yeah, I saw it.
He couldn't even keep a straight face. He was legit cracking up.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's dope
hilarious.
as fuck. The invention of lying.
Yes, the subtle comedy is great.
Yeah.
Not to get grim or anything, but there was a premise for a movie. I forgot what it was. But I think it was that they knew when. Could have been Queen Latifah. I'm not sure. But I think they knew when they were going to die. So they kind of like lived it up, and to the point where like, well, actually now starting to come back to me. They were given a terminal. They were told that they were terminal as far as that they were dying. And there's no coming out of it.
That's the one with. Okay, continue.
And she, again, it's like
Queen
coming.
Latifah
Yeah, it's
and,
coming in pieces.
LL Cool J, I think it was.
I could be wrong. I don't know. But basically, they max out. They max out their cards, living life to the fullest for these last couple months. And then she doesn't die. You know what I'm saying? And then they're like, "Oh, by the way, you're saved. You're healthy."
Oh, praise God. Praise God. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
And you're like, wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Now
I
you're
got
broke.
$1 million. Yeah. So, what would, and again, I don't want to get too
Who's gonna
grand.
pass that debt on? Who's gonna pass?
Nah, but would you, if you knew a date, would you try to, live it up or
ball out?
Yeah. What would you do?
Unfortunately, due to the rules of America, like the debt will be passed on. So I wouldn't max out my money.
Okay.
I would more try to experience like travel or like go up bungee jumping or shit that I know that I've been like, or I'm going to do that anyways. I don't have to have a
You
death
imagine somebody comes knocking on your door. They're like, "Hey, Ale, yeah. So this distant relative, they left all this debt. They're dead now. Here you go. You owe it. Thank you very much."
That ain't my auntie. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's
$1 million.
What if you already like distanced yourself? I'm like, I already twice removed. I don't understand why I'm getting this fucking debt.
Well, what's up? There's
Yo.
nobody else down the line you can pass this to?
Yo,
like
that would
this.
suck, man. Because you're either coming in, with a big payout for a will, or you about to pay something.
Yeah.
You paying for this other guy's life experience.
Right? Yeah.
Damn.
That sucks.
Yeah.
America's like, somebody's gonna pay for this shit.
The goal is that you have to pay for your kids' life experience, not the other way around.
The other way around.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
All spark, no flame.
Trying to
All
get that
spark, no flame, boy.
generational wealth.
No flame.
What movie was it? Did he get it?
Well, the one that when you mentioned Queen Latifah, I remember that type of storyline. I don't remember the end though, but it was Last Holiday.
Last holiday.
I've heard of that one.
But
damn,
that's one way.
That'll be fucked up.
Again.
That was one way to do it. What happened to Queen Latifah?
She did her dollar.
Yeah,
She got her bread.
In a movie in a minute, yo.
I think she
Nah, she
produces
chillin'.
and she like does behind the scenes more. But I think she has been on plays and stuff like that.
Oh shit, that's dope. That's dope.
But yeah, I know she's more behind.
She's spending
the
that
scenes.
makeup money. Hello, TV show money. She's spending. She got shit to do. She did a lot. She did a lot.
She did.
What a career. That's a long career.
Did you guys hear about the story? Super extremely
Oh
sad.
yeah, she was on Girls Trip.
Okay.
It was in 2017.
I don't know if you guys heard about it. It's pretty recent news. Actually, one day ago, and there was a mother that reported her 9-year-old son is kidnapped. And then a day after, she confessed to killing him. And he was autistic. Let me just read it. A Florida woman has confessed to the chilling murder of her 9-year-old autistic son. Patricia Ripley of Miami-Dade County told investigators Saturday that she drowned her son Alejandro, saying that he's going to be in a better place. Her arrest came a little over a day after she reported to police that Alejandro had been kidnapped by 2 black men who also took her car. According to the Miami Herald, the police say that the murder was well planned. Ripley is 45, attempted to drown her son, who was nonverbal, earlier on Thursday after he was rescued by unnamed witnesses. Ripley, she's 45, attempted to drown her son, who was nonverbal, earlier on Thursday. And then after he was rescued by unnamed witnesses, Ripley tried it again about an hour later.
Are you serious?
In a different canal. That's wild to me, man.
Why didn't they call the cops?
So how did she get the chance to do it again?
I'm assuming because she had claimed that he was kidnapped. This time,
No, because like what they're saying is that she tried to drown him,
and
some bystanders went, "Yo, chill, young blood," and then you know what I'm saying, I see you're trying to kill your son, but don't. So she doesn't.
And what happens?
And then they just walk away. Like, thank you.
So confused. So
why was she?
Oh my bad. I'm sorry. No, we was playing dunk.
Yeah. You right. We was just playing. Right. Oh, he ain't saying nothing. Don't worry about
it.
This time, unfortunately, this is a quote. This time, unfortunately,
that's insane.
There is no. This time, unfortunately, there was no one there to save him. Miami-Dade State Attorney Catherine Fernandez told local ABC.
How did she wait?
Okay. His body was found around 7:50 a.m. on Friday, floating in a canal in Kendall.
Oh my God.
Kendall Lakes or Kendall Lakes? Maybe it's spelled
Kendall.
They spelled Kendall Lakes, a quiet neighborhood in Miami-Dade. He was wearing a blue Captain America t-shirt and diapers. An autopsy was being conducted Saturday. On Thursday, Ripley, who's Hispanic, told investigators that 2 black men forced her car off the road, then demanded drugs. Since she didn't have any, she told Miami-Dade police they took the child, her cell phone, and the tablet, which is honestly a stupid ass fucking
and demanded drugs.
Yeah, like I don't like.
Yo, we need drugs.
Yo, you got a joint? Like,
how does that?
Pull you
that makes
over
no sense.
on the side of the street,
asking for and who asked a mom with a child? And then so the people in the comments when this was first reported, they were claiming that it had something to do with cartel and drugs, and obviously she has to have connections to higher ups if black men are driving her off the road asking for a large amount of drugs. Turns out that's all bullshit. There was never 2 black men. Detectives became suspicious after she gave them conflicting details about the kidnapping, according to a police report obtained by the Miami Herald. A surveillance video in a nearby Home Depot shows Ripley waiting in her parked car for more than 15 minutes before reporting the kidnapping. After being questioned for hours Friday, she finally admitted that she led the victim to the canal where he drowned at about 8:30 p.m. A distraught Aldo Ripley, the boy's father, told reporters at the court hearing Saturday that we don't agree about whatever they say about my wife. He said, fighting tears, it's not real. So he's clearly in denial. I mean, I understand. He's in shock. Nelson Rodriguez Varela, Ripley's defense attorney, said that the family is not ready to speak about the allegations. We're going to leave that to another day to discuss, he said. There is obviously a great deal of support for her. By all accounts, she has been an excellent mother, an excellent person. What the fuck? Miami-Dade Police Director Alfredo Ramirez noted that Ripley mentioned 2 black men as the fake abductors of her son. For her to place blame on her crime on another community, it's just as well another crime that was committed. He told reporters, it's very disappointing. Ripley is facing attempted and premeditated murder charges. She's being held without bond. I think she was at TGK, which I think we've all seen at one point or another.
What?
And that's fucking wild, man. Like, there's so many things about the case that make no sense to me. Starting with, there was an attempted, to drown him, and then they rescued him. I don't know how she has access to that kid again.
Yeah, what's the story behind that?
I can only imagine what the kid, what that child knows, or what he can't even say, because he's nonverbal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And to have it that she was able to get that child back an hour after he apparently drowned. The boy's clothes must have still been. I don't understand. How wasn't the cops involved already? Like, what's going on? Why is this boy going in a canal in the first place? The first time.
It's wild. It's honestly fucking, disgusting, and I feel for the father. I feel for the father a lot. I feel for the father a lot because, he lost a son and he's so clearly distraught that he can't accept the notion of like his wife doing that to his son. Craig, what do you say?
I think it's weird, extra weird.
What?
Well, She should have did something else instead of try to kill the kid, obviously. And I don't know how you do it 2 times, or how you even get to the opportunity to get to do it 2 times within an hour. That's crazy. I don't know. So the people that found him the first time,
I just wish I had more details about that. Like,
right? So vague. It's like, all right, yeah, well, they found her, and then
right,
she tried it again. What?
Like, how do you, like, was it, I don't understand how you can, like, see that mid-action and either A, not call the cops, or B, call the cops and then think, okay, it's a good idea for us to give her son back within an hour after she tried to murder him. I don't understand what the fuck happened there.
Being autistic and everything like that too. It's like, there's so many levels to it.
Well, that goes back into the argument that we were having earlier about, what do you guys think? Like, do you think
she could have put him up for adoption?
Well, of course.
She could have did something else. Like,
do you think the reason why she drowned him is because she couldn't handle the fact that that he was autistic?
Yes.
Ali?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I think that there is,
yeah.
I don't, because he's nonverbal, I'm thinking more, what does that child know? What was in that household? What is going on that apparently there was a flip of a switch that's like, this child has to go. I don't think that 9 years of having a child that is autistic, there is difficulty. I don't have one, so I don't know anything, but especially nonverbal, it's like that's still a thing in my head. It's like something happened in that household.
Yeah, there's something because, like, when you first hear about it, what came to mind is that, he was screaming, he's loud, he's all over the place, and she snapped. That's what came to mind immediately. But when you hear that, and again, I don't know the details about having an autistic child, and I don't pretend to. But if they're saying that it's nonverbal, that the child was nonverbal, then it leads me to believe that wasn't an issue. This kid, snapping or being extremely loud, or whatever the case.
Maybe through her beliefs, she thinking like, oh, he's gonna be in a better place if I just do this. Or,
well, I've seen a lot of the religion defense for, when mothers do that to the kids. It's a lot of times it's that sort of, quote unquote, God asked me to, all this shit.
There's also another story. It's a Lori Vallow.
I don't think I've known that one.
It's a crazy, quote unquote, cult conspiracy that she believes that the world was going to end. And she also had a son that was autistic. And
how long ago was this?
This is currently still happening.
Holy
they
shit.
found her, but there's this weird conspiracy that 2 of her husbands have already died. Her brother had passed around him. The man that she married, like weeks after her husband passed away, is nowhere to be found. And her children are nowhere to be found. And everybody's just like, she's not talking, and she is just seen in different occasions talking about that God is telling her to do certain things, and now nobody can find her children. And it's like, what do you do? Are you okay with having that she feels like she's protecting her children? Or remember that these are children by themselves. They are their human beings, and they need to live their own life,
So you think they dead, or they in the bunker, or like
nobody knows, because she's not talking.
Because if she believed in like the end of the world scenarios and stuff like that,
well,
they could be tucked off in a bunker somewhere.
You guys remember when they were talking about the world would end in 666? I don't know if you guys remember that.
I remember 2012.
2012 and 2000, when the new millennia 2000 was gonna happen.
Yeah, Y2K.
I heard it's now in December 22nd. It's gonna be the new end. of the world.
Every time it doesn't end, they're like, wait, give it a couple months.
I never believe any of that. There's no way. There's no way that we could predict the exact date and time.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think about the end of the world, and I think about the word world, and then they're separate from a planet. You know what I mean, or a planet, whatever. A world is just like our culture and how we're raised and what we do on a daily. This world. This world has already been disturbed by Corona. Like everything has changed. Think about the world how it was before, and everything has changed now. But the planet is not going anywhere. The world would change. You know what I mean?
Got you. Okay.
That's wild. Different perspective.
Right, because I mean, it really when they say quote unquote the world will end, I always picture like literally the world exploding.
Volcanoes.
Yeah.
I picture the world
everything
exploding.
going to.
I don't see it as like a slow thing. I see literally like you wouldn't even like you blink.
2012 movie. That shit was intense.
Like you wouldn't even know that it happened. Like you would blink and everything's gone. You know what I'm saying? Like you wouldn't even feel death or whatever the case. That's how I thought.
Like the world was just
what they meant. Yeah. But then I mean, you could have an argument that like the world ended in 2020 given the circumstances that we're in. But at the same time, like as a humanity, I feel like we've gone through far more trying times. You know.
And each time the world, as we know it, has shifted.
What do you think will be the ultimate shift after this? And that goes for everybody.
I'm hoping that it would be the shift to where everyone starts to think about their health more. They start to look at these vulnerable pockets that we got hit with. What we got hit with? Financial shit, and we got hit with health. Health and wealth. America got to wake up on their health. We already got the wealth part down. Everybody's, trying to get a bag and, but the healthy part, that's the key. Hopefully we could go in that direction to where restaurants become more healthier. Everything is just going to slowly become more about health overall, in an overall sense. Then we could thrive,
I think the same thing.
Word.
I mean, yeah, it's a wake up call for sure. But then also, for those that lost their jobs too, I think it's another wake up call in financial sense. It's like, well, obviously nobody's gonna help me because one $1,200 check is not really gonna do much. Right. You know what I'm saying? We've been in this for almost 2 months, and you're telling me all they sent was $1,200. People can't really rely on,
Oh hell no.
So I think it's also a wake up call in that avenue as well, for sure. For sure.
Right. What if it happens again?
Yeah.
Ali?
Yeah. The same thing. Just a wake up call, and also when everybody was seeing the change in just Mother Nature, how it was like fishes and a lot of things just coming back to its natural form.
Yeah.
I believe that gave a wake up call to us knowing how we affect the planet.
Yeah.
That's a damn.
For real, because it was a small pause, and a lot came back.
2 weeks.
A lot came back. Yeah.
There is a lot of things coming back. I don't know. I'm kind of on the same boat as far as I'm gonna give a little bit of time before I go out and really I'll probably do like the public things. Like I'm dying to. I saw that you played basketball recently. I'm dying. I'm dying to go play soccer, go to a park or something. But yeah, it's definitely something that I wanna do ASAP. Touching up on another episode, something that you guys had mentioned before, but I hadn't seen. I'm not sure if you got a chance to watch yet. I'll play the trailer real quick, but we were talking about how to fix a drug scandal.
Oh yeah.
And oh my god, I just watched it this week, and I will say, riveting.
Yeah.
Riveting. Let me play this trailer.
It's intense.
Yeah. You just also see how when they try to cover up a lot of shit.
What is it about?
The attorneys did not fight the way they did. Though the criminals that were...
There were a lot of people in jail. They got a lot of people out of jail.
And they had to fight for that shit.
I was smoking at the lab, smoking at home. I actually smoked in the evidence room. I was totally controlled by my addiction.
At these drug labs, a single chemist can do thousands of cases a year. It wasn't really clear the extent to which things had gone wrong.
She didn't realize how many people it would harm.
And it turns out it's not just one, but two chemists. This was one of the biggest miscarriages of justice in the history of Massachusetts. All these convictions needed to be wiped away.
When you're investigating somebody who's tampered with evidence, the scope of this could be very large.
It's amazing the ripple effect of a single person's act.
These allegations do not implicate any system-wide practices.
How do you come out and make a statement that no one's been wrongfully convicted? How do you know?
You just assume they're doing their job unless you're told otherwise.
This isn't just a scandal about bad science. It is a scandal about bad law.
The whole idea was to keep this as small as possible.
Billions of dollars flood into this system to perpetuate this war on drugs.
And maybe I found the smoking gun in this whole sordid tale.
Was she part of a bigger problem?
She took the drugs. Anything that she touched should be tossed out.
Liquid meth raises the intensity at which you feel alive.
It made me feel more alert. It gave me the pep I was looking for.
Your job isn't to contain it, it's to figure out how are we going to do justice.
How to Fix a Drug Scandal on Netflix now. That shit's actually fucking bananas. I don't know if you got a chance to watch it, but it's about Sonja Farak and Annie Dookhan. They're both chemists for the state drug labs in Amherst, Massachusetts. So Sonja, what she would do is first of all, they had very little supervision, like at all. People could step out of the lab for X amount of time or whatever, and people wouldn't even notice. It's a sort of environment where
they didn't even have like a check-in, check-out. Nobody was in each other's.
There wasn't really no boss. Like you went as long as you did your job, like you're Gucci. You know what I'm saying? You sign in, you sign out. And so at first her defense was that, one day I randomly tried it. Later on, they find out that she had been doing it for years, like way before. Because at first it was a short amount of time, and then they defeated that, and it was like from like basically when she started the job, she was already drugging. And
she was there for about
for
years,
7
years or so.
Yeah, a long time. And each shipment that comes has a certain percentage that is accounted for spillage. Bullshit that happens with anything, and that happens with any even with weed, like with anything, like you account for a certain amount of spillage, which is either like how much the stems weigh, or fucking nugs that fall, or nugs that just fucking disappear one way or another. And just spillage in general. And that's also in bars. Like you go to a bar when they're accounting, how much alcohol, how much liquor they sold or whatever, because at some point they have to account, if the bartender is spilling too much, serving too much, or the bartender spillage, literally spillage. Sometimes it spills on the counter. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you wipe. You're not gonna lick that shit off. You wipe it, and that goes to waste. That's spillage for a product. And I believe that each shipment had like a 1% or maybe 3%, maybe 5% percentage for spillage, which basically means that amount of product could be missing and it wouldn't raise red flags. You know what I'm saying? So what she would do is when she would make it so in the log of who gets shipments, she would kind of like switch it up and shit, so she would get the largest shipments. You know what I'm saying? And nobody really gave a fuck about how large the shipments were, because you don't get paid more for a large shipment. You know what I'm saying? You're doing testing. So nobody gave a fuck. They're like, all right. But obviously the 5% of, a pound is more than 5% of, a little, you know what I'm saying? So she would get these large shipments in and legit shave off and like put some in a bag and like put on her desk. So when she started, she was just taking the shit home. Then she started smoking legit in the lab, in the evidence room. She would go down the hall. There was a ventilator, like one of those fume hoods. So whenever there would be like chemicals or whatever, that's how you would put it, because it would suck it in. And so she would smoke the crack and blow it into the fume hood.
And they would think that area is for fumes anyway, so it's like they're not thinking much like.
But the thing is that she got so
weird smells, or
she got so addicted and so sloppy that towards the end she was legit like for each hour that she was working there, like she would take like 2 20-minute breaks. You know,
Oh
like
my
people
God.
would be calling in asking for her, and they'd be like, yeah, she's not here, she's not here, she's not here. There'd be days where she was at work and they thought that she had been called out, like she had called out from work because she would not be at her desk so often, and she would be in the bathroom smoking crack. And this is the fucking crack that the government is providing. You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy.
And it was she was doing meth, crack, cocaine,
speed,
LCD, yeah, all sorts of shit.
Everything.
Everything under the sun. And
That's wild.
And then the other one, there was 2 in Massachusetts that got caught into shit. That's Sonja Farak. And then the other one is Annie Dookhan. Annie Dookhan is special. And I'll tell you why Annie Dookhan is special. Because Annie Dookhan, both of them were doing the tests. Obviously, Sonja was doing the tests incredibly high on meth and, you know, all these different things. Whereas Annie Dookhan, she was actually this like golden. Yeah, Dookhan. She was this like the golden child of the lab. Everybody was like, I want to be like Annie because her numbers were fucking through the roof. You know, like let's say, you know, you're doing, I don't know, these are random numbers. You're doing 100 cases a month. Annie was pulling 500 cases a month. She was literally doing 5 times the amount of her colleagues. And nobody was fucking raising an eyebrow. Everybody was like, damn, that's the standard. Everybody wants to be Annie, but nobody could fucking reach her. And then when they did a little bit more research, they actually asked her like 2 questions. The cops like went to her house like, yeah, what's up? And like she started breaking down without much of an interrogation. I did it. And then she's like, I messed up. I don't want the lab to be held accountable. I was dry labbing. And then when I first heard the term, I was like, dry labbing? That doesn't sound serious. I'm like, what the fuck is dry labbing? Turns out, Annie Dookhan, she would get, you would get a bunch of different samples, and obviously you have to test each one to, you make an initial observation. You're like, okay, it's a white powder. I think it's cocaine, right? You have to test each substance to be like, yeah, it's cocaine, or no, it's not cocaine. Because fucking, flour can look like cocaine. Sugar can look like cocaine. She would get 5, 6, 7 bags that look pretty close to each other. She look at them and she's like, yeah, it's cocaine. She would never test them. She would never test them.
And she would work with the attorneys to be like, well, we need this to be cocaine. So you got me?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. And so, mind you, these are samples that are going to be the reason for why numerous people are going to prison. So let's say you go to Dunkin' Donuts, right? And you actually have a sugar donut or whatever, and you get pulled over. Like, what was that? That's cocaine. Nah, bro, that's powdered sugar donut.
Let's take you in and test it
like,
out.
All right, let's sample it, and then it comes back for fucking cocaine. You know what I'm saying?
God.
Like, and then you're going to jail for years because this bitch wanted to advance her career.
And then you open up a case on Dunkin' Donuts for false reasons.
Watch it, and it goes to show. And again, it even says on the in the trailer that it's not only about drug abuse, but it's also about the cover up in the government, because the government wasn't fucking around. Like in the emails, it's pretty explicitly said like, hey, like like
how many people did she send to jail?
Like thousands.
Hundreds.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the government was trying to not let the not let the prisoners that were under those cases out, which, and they had to fight for the information. They were covering it up. It was so...
Well, just for...
when it's obviously so tampered.
Yes.
For perspective purposes, Sonja tested over 30,000 samples while high. 30,000 over years. 30,000.
30,000.
You know what I'm saying? Like, do you know how many people are like falsely incarcerated because of that? Like, that's wild, like, and I've seen that. I actually read a story about a man that was accused of having meth, and it was legit powdered sugar donut. And you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just fucking... That's bananas to me.
The world we live in.
The world we live in.
Yeah.
Before we wrap up, is there anything that you guys want to give the people to hold on to for a week? Don't
do drugs.
gang. Because then the Annie Dookhan's gonna get you.
The Annie Dookhan's gonna get y'all.
Fucking Annie Dookhan.
Craig?
Try to focus on the new world.
Ooh.
Of what you want it to be. Not the shit we've been living in.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ali?
Create, don't destroy.
I thought she was gonna rhyme.
Yo, for real. And speaking of rhymes, yo, let's say you got a rap battle. You know what I'm saying? And you prepared. You got rhymes up the wazoo. You know what I'm saying?
It's mom's spaghetti.
You got your mom's spaghetti, and you got crazy footage of this rap battle, and it's looking like 8 Mile in there. And you're like, oh my God, what am I gonna do with this 8 Mile footage? You gonna hit up Tom MJ Moore.
Come on, somebody.
And he's gonna get you right every single time. Tom MJ Moore, that is a man whose talents surpass skylines, surpass clouds and orbits and space stations. This man whose craft is riveting like no other will get you right every single time. Tom MJ Moore. That's where it's at. Ladies and gentlemen, every single Thursday, you know what it's at. Hit that follow button. Hit that subscribe button. Give us a little love on Instagram, because we got a lot of pretty cool interviews coming up now that the world is starting to slowly open back up. We're going to have a couple guests show up our way. So you definitely want to be on top of that. And if you subscribe, you're going to get a notification every single time. And that's what's that. You know what I'm saying? Thursday evening, if not Friday morning, when you vibing, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Talk about anything, and it don't matter what the world thinks. You can say how you feel on midnight in Miami, where you can push it to the limit.